All right, so this is Kate Allen from Philadelphia. Start talking maybe a little bit about your transition from your previous career into now owning a gym, because it's not leaving a job to do something, it's like your whole career to do something that's a whole career.
It's extremely wild to transition from a career into something that you're really passionate about and having that be what your life is about 24/7, as opposed to, you know, a couple hours a night each day. So it's very exciting. There's a lot of ups and downs along the way, and just trying to figuring out what works and what doesn't work. Like I said before, we had like a vision of what kind of gym we wanted to have, training at other gyms and figuring out like what we're about and what we want to represent. So we already knew what we wanted to bring to the table to people and what we wanted to offer, what kind of environment and community we wanted to build. So that was easy, but having it be something that you do every single day, all day, has been it's a transition for sure. Being surrounded around something you're extremely passionate about and that you love, and being able to share it with others is extremely rewarding. And at the same time, taking a step back and being like, okay, you're gonna do this for all of these other people, and it's hard to find time for you to do it yourself. So
Yeah.
that's been a little bit hard, but again, rewarding. So going from student to student/fighter to student/fighter coach has been really difficult for me. Charlie had already coached, so he had already ran a gym previous to our gym. So he had already gone through all of those emotional hurdles of transitioning from fighter to coach and giving up fighting. So for me, that's been challenging. I have to constantly remind myself that like I own a business.
Yeah.
Like this is my business. I own it. I'm not just a student there. I'm not just a fighter there, and that people look up to me.
Yeah.
So that's been weird for me.
How have you dealt with that? Because it's one of these things where, as a fighter, you're kind of programmed to listen to people and work really hard and put your head down. You're like, I just have to get these things done. But then when you have to worry about what someone else is doing, or like how someone else is making weight, or any of these things, how do you deal with putting other people before you, and when you're still a fighter, so you have to prioritize yourself, so you literally have to switch gears?
Yes. I'm fortunate that I have Charlie to lean on, and I have Charlie to kind of guide me, because he had been a coach. But yes, it's been challenging. When our fighters have fights coming up, I can't fight on the same show as them, because I need to be available to hold pads for them. And I have fought on cards with our fighters, but it's just been really difficult. So realizing afterwards, like, all right, next time, you know, Kate has a tournament in Iowa by herself and nobody else comes. You know, there's a tournament in New York, everybody's fighting on it, Kate doesn't participate.
Right.
Like, you're gonna be the pad holder, and you're gonna be the person in the corner, and you're gonna be the person, getting their heads right, making sure their diet's right, and anything like in that regard I'm usually okay with, because I had already gone through it as a fighter, so I can sympathize with them. And I find that the fighters will talk to me more about their concerns, or lack of confidence, or this, that, and the other. They'll kind of come to me with like fighter emotions and stuff, which is weird, because Charlie's more, people say he's more sympathetic or compassionate than I am. But I think because I still fight, people feel comfortable coming to me, and they don't feel as vulnerable or weak. And I think if they go to him, they're wary that he's going to think differently.
It obviously changes the way you train, because you have to also run the business, but has it changed the way that you want to train, or like the way you want to be cornered or anything, now that you're a coach? Has that changed at all for you as a fighter?
A little bit. Oh, I don't know if it's because I'm a coach now, or if it's just from getting more fights and realizing what works for me and what doesn't work for me. So things that I thought I needed, I don't need. Like, I don't really need a long warm-up, and I'd rather shadow box instead of hit pads. And before I had like this whole like half an hour, 45-minute routine that I would do before I fought. Now it's like very minimal. Ever since coming to Thailand.
Yeah.
Ever since I came to Thailand last year, watching fighters get ready for fights and how it's just a regular day for them, and it's not like in the States. It's if you're fighting, it's all about that fight. It's all about that fight leading up to that fight, and you can get in your head and you get so stressed out, and you're so obsessed over this one day, and like the next day is always gonna come, you know. And I think that I train smarter and I train harder since Thailand. So I don't know about coaching if that's maybe it has changed, but I definitely train differently. I definitely view fighting differently. It's not as be all end all kind of feeling, you know. It's something at the end of the day that you're doing for fun.
Does that translate to your students? Because I found that when people ask me questions, it's at a different part in a progression than where I'm at. So now I don't need a lot of things that I needed much earlier, but I don't know that that's true for someone who's on like their second fight. Like they might still need a lot of the things.
I think it's important to have routine. I think that routine, like as far as the warm up, we transition the warm up that we have in the gym into the back of the room before we fight. Like they have the same warm up.
So they're used to it.
Yeah. So it's not as foreign to them, and it's not, you know, we're asking something different of them. So I think that's definitely true.
Do you find it hard to coach women at all, or is it like awesome that you have so many women at your gym? Because there's usually not many, and you guys have a lot.
Not many, no. They're just a little bit more emotional when it comes to sparring. There's tears, you know, there's tears involved, but I think that, again, I can relate to them, so I know what's going on, so I can kind of tell people, like, just leave her alone, you know, kind of thing. But also figuring out what works for each fighter, too. Some people need to be consoled, some people need to be talked to, and some people, like, don't bring it up to them. Yeah. You know, they ignore the fact that they're crying, or they're having, like, a breakdown or something. So just figuring out what works for what fighters, that's been challenging, but also extremely rewarding and exciting, and, like, this new challenge that I've embarked on is definitely something that, like, I'm enjoying.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about what you were saying yesterday about coming to Thailand and being a coach, you often don't get to train at the same time and needing to take a break kind of for yourself and focus on yourself. To me, it makes 100% sense. Like it's nothing I would question, but it sounds like when parents kind of have a breakdown and need a little bit of space because you're in charge of so many people.
Yeah.
So
it's hard. I make myself readily available to all of our students. We have 260 something students.
Oh my God.
And Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and email and text message. You know, students will text me at 9:30 at night and ask about a billing question.
Right.
You know, and it's like I have to be nice and I have to not act like it bothers me.
Yeah.
You know, I am. I'm always readily available. And I think that that's one thing that most of our student body enjoys about our gym is that, you know, we are very available and we do have a community and they can rely on us. But it gets to a point where being a fighter, you have to be extremely selfish, and you have to, as a fighter, I was very secluded. Like I really enjoyed being alone. And you know, there was times where I'm like, no, like before Charlie and I had lived together, I'm like, no, I need this weekend alone. Like I just really enjoyed being alone because I'm just constantly worked, you know. And as a coach, you can't do that, and you have to answer your phone. So that's been challenging, but again, all worth it in the end. But getting away, I think, is important. Kind of like recharging the batteries. For me, last year with the gym just opening in March, and I came, I think, in October to Thailand. So we had only been open for a couple of months, but leading up to the opening of the gym and all that stuff, it was really stressful. And definitely needed to come here and experience Thailand. And now that I had finished my dental hygiene career, and I didn't have to answer like to a boss. I was able to kind of step away, you know, and take that opportunity to come here for a month.
Yeah.
So now, same thing. Just needing to recharge, needing to come back, and I think they'll benefit from it as well.
Yeah.
Because you know we're gonna come back energized and excited to teach Muay Thai and be able to share what we've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, just coming back and just being pumped about being there as opposed to just kind of grinding away.
Yeah.
We work long hours, being a new business and running most of the classes ourselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're training fighters and coaches we're training fighters to become coaches. So there could be little mini versions of us. You know, it's important that everything's kind of the same, the way things are taught and stuff. So, you know, little by little, as the gym is growing and maturing, we'll be able to kind of step away a little bit to kind of have some free time.
Yeah.
But I think getting away with him and coming to Thailand and spending time together as a couple outside of Muay Thai is important as well for our marriage.
Yeah.
It sounds weird to say marriage. Yeah, so at the gym, you know, at home, it's 24/7 the gym, you know, so we have to like force ourselves to have, you know, a date night where we don't talk about any of the students, we don't talk about any of the fighters, we don't talk about the gym. So.
You're like, what's going on with you? I don't know. So the last time I interviewed you was when you were getting ready to open the gym and you had all of these, Charlie put it really well, he says you're a planner. Like you just kind of like, you need to get the lease done, it's just bam, 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 you get it done. So as a planner, but someone who has to be really flexible because businesses and gyms don't work the way that you expect them to, for the next like 3 years, kind of short-termish, what do you see for your gym? Like what do you want now that it's actually open?
Now, honestly, our vision of what we were expecting within the first year has completely changed. Like we flourished, we grew very quickly. We developed the fight team. Like we're still so very new in the fight scene on the East Coast, but I'm very proud of what we've accomplished so far, and we have like such a green team of fighters. But I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of like these are homegrown people. You know, these aren't people like as we've been open now for almost 2 years, we've acquired maybe 2 or 3 people from other gyms that have past experience. But if you look at our heritage, if you will, everybody is brand new and had never trained before. So we've developed these people from day one, which is really rewarding and really cool to see. So we've already expanded within the space that we're in, and that was a huge thing that we didn't think was going to happen for at least maybe 2 years. When we did that, I think we were open like 6 or 7 months, and we had to expand. We had no choice. So that's great. I teach a kettlebell course, and there's some other certifications that I want to get in like fitness in general, some mobility and stuff like that. So my long-term goal would be to expand with even more in our space, which we have that option, to offer a separate strength program to the public. If people wanted to join, you know, doing kettlebells or some kind of like, right now we have a combat conditioning class, so something similar to that, so that they can pay for that type of service other than just Muay Thai. Honestly, there's a gym in New York that I really look up to as far as business model, and it's 5 Points Academy. And I've been out to their gym a few times for kettlebell-related stuff through Strong First, which is who I'm certified through. And every time I go to their gym, I'm always impressed by like how clean it is, how organized it is, how many different things they offer, but it's still authentic. It's not just, you know, they care. You can tell that they care about the quality of the things that they're providing. So that would be awesome if I could be somewhere like that.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, thank you, Kate. And it was fun playing with you today. I'll see you again this afternoon. And for people who don't know, where is your gym and what is it called?
8 Limbs Academy. It's in West Philadelphia.
West Philadelphia.